Hello, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to the editor's desk, or the desk where everything's supposed to happen, or where all the magic happens. And I'm back after enduring an extremely terrible cold, which confined me to the bed for over a week, but I'm here now. I'm nice and healthy now, nice and well fed, and I'm very excited to talk about today's topic, which I've talked about a year ago on the Commonplace book. Obviously, a lot of things have changed, so we're going to lay down a groundwork here, or the philosophy behind my current version of my Commonplace book, and we're going to give you a detailed tour of what's in my Commonplace book, because there are a lot of new subsections and new ways of doing things and new projects that are on my to-do list right now, which I have to account for if I want to start a pretty good Commonplace book. So strap in, grab your popcorn, let us dive into today's video. So just a quick recap from last video on a Commonplace book. It was basically a call for people to start noting down what they're thinking about, or to start noting down their insights, their little observations about life, or things that they have read from books that are important that you can use later to turn into articles or to tell someone about it. And the previous video wanted you to note these things down physically with a pen and paper, and that looks something like having a stack of notebooks and a pen, run-of-the-mill pen. Because the whole philosophy behind this Commonplace bookkeeping business is all about you customizing information to your own taste, to your own style, and to your own needs. And there's no need for you to rewrite Wikipedia in your Commonplace book on your computer, but there's every need for you to start keeping these little notes for yourself. And having a physical notebook is just a little bit easier to do that stuff on a notebook instead of a computer. And plus, with a computer, you don't necessarily want to drag around a heavy laptop with you all the time, or an extremely expensive laptop with you all the time. Well, people could steal it, you could drop it on the ground, and you could basically cry because you've lost so many great notes. But what I haven't addressed in the previous video on a Commonplace book is that notebooks are not that easy to carry around. Or, well, a single notebook is, but imagine if you've been doing this Commonplace book thing for years. And this is basically, these are all the Commonplace books I've kept for the past 3 years, maybe 3 to 4 years. If I want to reference anything from these physical notebooks, it is really a pain in the butt. And plus, if I want to move to another place, if I want to move into a new apartment, I basically have to dedicate entire cardboard boxes to housing these notebooks, which is, well, not pleasant for my arms, nor is it pleasant for safekeeping, because these things, they could get damaged. These things, well, basically a flood could destroy all these notes. So since then, I've been searching for an alternative solution, and I think I've found the solution from this little tablet here, which I've talked about before in the past. So now, instead of taking everything down on physical notebooks, I purchased a Remarkable paper tablet. And of course, this video is not brought to you, nor is it sponsored by Remarkable tablet. It is not a perfect device, so watch my review on this device if you are interested, but it is not a perfect device, but it seems to do everything that I want it to do. So it's the perfect device for me, but it might not be the perfect device for you, so proceed with caution. In summary, this is a little device that basically allows me to take things down by hand, or take notes down by hand, but at the same time it has a pretty powerful cloud service where you can sync everything up to the cloud and you can access it from your phone, from your computer, from anywhere in the world if you have an internet connection. So at the end of the day, all of these bulky notebooks that I have to carry around, they were all condensed into one very slim tablet. And when I carry this thing around, I really feel like a medieval scholar, but this time it's with a digital device instead of pages upon pages of notebooks. And plus, with the kind of projects that I'm taking on right now, and because I'm running this new Substack thing, which I'll get into in a second, it demands a lot of project planning, or this entire Substack thing, it demands a lot of project and content planning. And this little tablet right here is perhaps one of my favorite places to brainstorm ideas and note things down. I feel like I'm rambling a little too much now, so let us switch the camera to an overhead shot so I can show you guys what is in this little leathered covered paper tablet thing, and what can you expect from using this thing. We're gonna switch the camera in 3, 2, 1. So welcome to this comprehensive tour of what's in my Remarkable, or that's not an adjective, that's just what the tablet's called, a Remarkable notebook, or Remarkable paper tablet. So we are going to open this thing up and immediately I'm already in the wrong folder. If I go to my files, there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a lot of crazy sketches and loose pieces of paper, and this is basically my dumping ground of the things that I don't necessarily want to look at anymore, or things that I don't want to keep around anymore, but they're still around because I'm just too lazy to clear them out. One of these documents even have dinosaur sketchings in them, so this device is extremely versatile for apparently sketching dinosaurs. But over here we have a bunch of subfolders. This one is book notes. That one's for brainstorm. And we're gonna really focus on these two because these are the most frequently used folders for my day-to-day. But let's head into book notes and see what's going on here. Over here we have 3 separate folders. First one is called Critique of Pure Reason, and you can probably guess what this folder's for. These are the personal notes and summaries of Kant's Critique of Pure Reason, which is a book that I'm currently going through. And this is Meditations on First Philosophy, and I've compiled these notes for my 6 days Descartes challenge. So how these notes work is that for every chapter, there are these dedicated handwritten notes. So I write notes down and I sort of structure them in a way which I've explained in a note-taking video. So if you want to check out that video, be sure to click on that video. So currently, that is my girlfriend calling me. I'm just filming a video, so let me call you back in 20. All good. So yeah, I just finished that phone call, but nevertheless, let's get back to this. So right now, I really like to take notes as I'm reading a book. So I've explained that concept somewhere over here on the note-taking video. What I found is that in the long run, it's actually saving me more time because I no longer have to reread those chapters. If I want to remember something from the chapter, I can just refer to a chapter and just read it from my notes. And of course, because these are handwritten notes, somehow I can remember things a little bit better if I handwrite my notes. So that's basically the tab for book notes. Now moving on to the tab for brainstorm. This is just a breeding ground of ideas, and I note down whatever that comes to my mind in this little section here. But then again, recently I started a rather big Substack project, so that's the Substack folder right here. Over here there are ideas for design and there are article ideas, and in fact this article is titled Advice for College, or Advice for Going Through College Without Losing Your Mind. This entire thing are basically collections of tips that I later turn into an article on my Substack. So it works really well for my workflow, and I feel like whenever I jot these ideas down, they're just a little bit easier to then later type out onto my computer. So this is where the first drafts live, and on my computer, when I type it out, that's the second draft. And heading back to my files, this is the basic layout. It's a very easy thing to use, and these are video ideas. And this video right here, the video that you're watching now, it's probably in this folder somewhere, and I really appreciate a system that can really organize everything in one place so I don't have to carry around all these crazy notebooks with me if I want to find ideas. I can just refer to the document. I could even search it up on my computer because this device syncs across multiple different devices. It's on my computer, it's on my phone, it's probably on my grandma's phone too. So it's a very, very good system. So there you have it, a quick look at my new ideas collection system or Commonplace book system, and leave me your thoughts down below. How do you want to keep your ideas, or how do you prefer to keep your ideas around without this tablet? Or do you prefer to type your ideas out, or do you actually prefer physical notebooks? It is up to you. And just a little plug at the end of today's video, if you want to receive emails from me or articles from my new Substack straight to your inbox, be sure to check that out in the description down below. I tend to put a lot of effort into written content nowadays, and YouTube is basically a space for me to talk to you guys and to basically have a fun conversation with you guys. But if you want to ask me questions and if you want to be featured on a weekly newsletter, check out the Substack down below. I do a lot of interesting things up there, and there are a lot of great guest posts coming our way. And I will catch you on Substack and on this YouTube channel in the next video. Nevertheless, Robin Waldun here. I hope that you have enjoyed this video thoroughly, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, and goodbye.